Hello, everyone! Blue Star Saber here once again to discuss another episode of My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode 9, which I believe this is the 97th episode, and it's named Early Bird, in which we finally get Bakugo's turn in the 4th round of the joint training battle. Let's see. Sorry, that's my alarm clock. Let's see, just to tell me what time it's like lunchtime and all that stuff, but I can have that later. And all that stuff. But anyway, we have Bakugo, Sero, Jiro, and Sato against Jack Mantis, Lizardry, Plamo, and Welder. Let's see, with Lizardry being like the main focal point for this one, since she's like, the other recommended student for Class 1B. So, yeah. Anyway, the episode begins with, like, Class B team expressing how well balanced the opponent's team is due to, like, Bakugo being the focal point, with, like, the others being, the support with, like, Sero's tape, Sugarman's muscle thing, and Earphone Jack's sensory and all that stuff due to her earphone quirk and all that stuff. So they decide to, rush the opposing team as quickly as possible, and we end up getting to like Flad King talking about how, despite the fact that this current score is tied with one loss and win each, and as well as a tie, Class 1A's team mostly won due to Cincho. And the fact that it's the fact that they only won by 4-2, while his class won by 4-0. Much to the charging of people like Red Riot and Danky, which, granted, at this point, Midnight is starting to agree with the students for Class 1A that he's letting himself get a bit over, hot blood, despite the fact that his blood is about blood control and all that stuff. However, Eraserhead tells his class to pipe down, since Blood Vad is correct, and that Class 1B has been a bit better at coming up with plans and all that stuff and countermeasures. With Momono, laughing frenetically about how how Class 1B is better than Class 1A, which of course leads to the classic head chop by Kendo. With All Might, rooting for Class 1A, particular Bakugo. Midnight starts to comment that he seems to favor that class, though he says he likes everyone. Of course, he's psychically thinking of Bakugo to do well. So yeah, as we get back to Bakugo rushing to his team and all that stuff. With some of his members commenting he hasn't changed, since he's just calling them nicknames, even though they've been telling him to call him the actual names, particularly Jiro with the headphones and all that stuff. I think she's calling him Headpiece Girl, or Earpiece Girl, I don't know, or Ears or something, but yeah. So yeah, we get a bit of flashback of what Bakugo is saying, like he'll lead the team and then we'll just follow him and stuff. Granted, we'll cut out to what he's saying at the end and all that stuff, because we'll get to that a bit later. However, Jiro starts to notice movement. However, it's certain pieces of split pieces of body parts, as Lizardry's quirk is I believe it's called Lizard Tail Splitter, in which she can split her body into 50 pieces and all that stuff. So she's making, all these different location noises to, jam out, earphone jacks, listening sounds and that stuff. As members of Class 1B attack, particularly, I believe, Plamo and Jack Mantis, as they try. As Sero ends up trying to use like his tape quirk. However, Plamo uses his Sedamine quirk. Apparently, it's named after a company in Japan of glue products and all that stuff. Sticks the thing, and Jack Mantis, using his blade quirk, which he can grow any blades from his body. I guess if you want to think of it, think Jack the Ripper from Black Clover. Anyway, slices to pieces and all that stuff. Let's see, allowing Dervish to crash down on like Sugarman, Earphone Jack, and Cellophane. Let's see, with Sugarman about to take the sacrifice and all that stuff. However, Bakugo saves saves them by blowing up the Dervish, and then saves Earphone Jack when Jack Mantis is going after her. And all that stuff. Saying they're just like, you will see, going back to a bit of flashback, saying how and if they're in trouble, he'll save them and stuff. This shocks like Momonomo because it's like Bakugo has character development now, and all that stuff. So yeah, with Denki and Red Rider commenting about how being in the band seems to have helped Bakugo since the school festival and all that stuff. Connect with everyone. So yeah, Class 1A is all motivated as they go off by to the other opponents. You get Midoriya and Bakugo. Midoriya and All Might thinking about let's see him by let's see how Bakugo's going by win by saving, and then let's see win to save kind of attitude kind of thing. So they go towards to start chasing the members of Class 1B with I believe let's see what's his name. Welder using, it's also known as Yosuke Awaya, who was that Class 1B student that helped Momo, put the tracking device on that Nomu back in Season 3. All that stuff. Uses his whirling quirk to trap Bakugo. Have a Sugarman using his strength breaks Bakugo out. And just when you think that they're going to continue this fight, Bakugo leaves it to Earphone Jack and Cellophane, who carried Earphone Jack towards him, and she uses her sounds to knock him out. And we get more of the flashback of Bakugo saying, "I save you and you save me," and all that stuff. So clearly, you can see just how well Class 1A's team here is working well together, as Welder is taken down as Bakugo goes to Plamo, who tries to desperately block with his glue kind of quirk. However, Bakugo, finally warmed up after the winter, is able to easily take him out. So 2 out of 4 have already captured, much to, the Vlad Blood's shock and all that stuff. My beloved students! Let's see, so next we get to next comes, of course, Jack Mantis, otherwise known as Tokugo Kamaki. Oh yeah, and Plamo is Kojiro Bondo. Let's see. But yeah, Bakugo. But yeah, Class 1A is really going with the goal of Bakugo wants to do of like absolute victory of 4-0, no injuries and that stuff. Let's see. So yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that Sugarman subdued Kojiro and all that stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, you kind of get like let's see. I'm trying to remember it. For Jack Mantis, who gets defeated by let's see, Togo Kamaki. I'm just trying to refresh what it happened. Let's see. Anyway, he goes after Bakugo. Let's see, commenting about how Class 1A's team is is flawless with Bakugo, eventually beating him with the Explode a Pult move once he catches up to him and all that stuff. Let's see, and so all that's left now is Lizardry, who's had her quirk, who's trying to regenerate her quirk thing, but have a bits of it taped around by Sarah, who noticed that if the parts start moving, it takes her a while to regenerate and all that stuff. New parts. However, he allows one of his tape things to hold one of the grenades. I should have mentioned Bakugo gave the team earlier and explodes near her, but she avoids it. However, it leads straight to Bakugo with her getting angry about how much, saying how much Bakugo has changed and all that stuff, shouting like that, and she's defeated. Class 1A wins let's see, 4-0 with Bakugo saying that, let's see, he hasn't changed much. His goal is still to become the #1 hero and surpass All Might. And much to the shock of, let's see, Lad King and Momomo, Class 1A wins 4-0 in absolute defeat, in absolute victory in less than 5 minutes in their time-wise, which is pretty impressive, even by Bakugo's standards. So yeah, the match is over. Even just a halfway as we're doing to like the data on the students and the cutaway things. So yeah. Anyway, let's see. We go back to the students being complimented or criticized, being evaluated for their thing. Eraser said just comments how the team's support. Using good job on not doing minimum damage, and the fact that the support that they did to Bakugo as him as the lead thing, and with Lad King saying, well, his team's plan was great. They needed to be more flexible, like Juzo Honaki or, Mudman from the last match, who, as we know, seen was quite flexible and what his team could do and all that stuff. So, yeah. So, Lizardry apologized to the team for letting them down, but they said it's okay and all that stuff. Anyway, Bakugo is confronted by Midoriya and All Might complimenting him with well done and what he's done and all that stuff. However, Bakugo tells Midoriya to move out of his way and all that stuff. With All Might commenting that Midoriya has a good friend, but he needs to be a lot well-mannered given how Bakugo is still shouting even amongst his teammates. That stuff with Lizardry, apologizing to, Momono, otherwise known as Phantom Feast, that due to her loss, Class 1B cannot outright win now. However, he's completely fine due to the fact that it was unexpected. I suppose it should be a good thing that Bakugo is actually learning to grow and progress and all that stuff. But, however, he still wants, Class B to try and win this next match to make it so they don't lose either. And to kind of make it, and it's making it as a clash of ideology as like the well-behaved students of Class 1B against the troublemakers of Class 1A, and which method is better and all that stuff. So yeah, but anyway, the members of Riko Yangashi or Emily comments about how Midoriya is sort of like spooky, or as Mines explains to Shinso, he's scary and all that stuff. Given the fact that he's it's similar to Midoriya in terms of, Bakugo in terms of power, perhaps maybe stronger due to his long range attacks. And it's a very similar team to so they seem like they're going to need to do a very similar strategy to what Lizardry do initially, at least. All that stuff. Since the team Midoriya has is a bit similar, though the only exception is that they don't have a sensory thing. Don't have a sensor like Jiro. So yeah. So the next match is for the 5th round is Midoriya, Mineta, Ashido, and Uraraka against Emily, Mines, Phantom Thief, Rule, and Shinsho. For the 5th and final match with Uraraka, Pinky, and and Grape Juice commenting about how they float with melt acid and make things stick. They're not really much of a combat team, so yeah, we see Midoriya as their focal point of combat, which Midoriya is planning to use himself as bait. That stuff. Meanwhile, Shinsho has a plan with Momono to use his copy quirk, though granted, we also get hints at the copy thing might be a bust that he won't be able to copy depending on a certain type of quirk and all that stuff. As the episode ends, as Midoriya and his team head off to face Class 1B's team with Shinsho. Blimey, now I have to admit, this was a very quick episode in terms of the match before Bakugo, which no surprises there, just how powerful Bakugo really is. But the highlight, of course, is Bakugo's, progression of being a leader and working in a team. Granted, he's still a foul mouth, but yeah. I like how, he's gone through the character development of much different from when he was when he first went with his team up with Ida against Midoriya and Uraraka, where he just head off by himself, just to pursue Deku and not think of a plan with his teammate Ida, allowing him to be so focused on Midoriya that Uraraka was able to win the match for them and all that stuff, giving Bakugo, I think, only defeat so far in the series. The only opponent he has been unable to defeat. So yeah, but this time he's working with his team, particularly with Jiro, since, wow, those two sort of the sort of, I suppose you can't say friendship, but acquaintanceship during the sports festival, doing like the cultural festival, and they were in the band together and all that stuff. His character growth shocks everyone in Class 1B, particularly Momono and Lizardry, when he takes her down. And all that stuff. So yeah, I like how he's now like, let's see, even though he's still like, I'll take charge, I'm going to surpass all my own stuff, but he's saying like, he'll save his teammates while he can expect his teammates to save him and all that stuff. So there's that. Let's see, I do like how each of the members of Class 1A got to do something in this fight with Zero, with his tapes, bringing his classmates towards their opponents, or even using it to carry one of Bakugo's grenades to Lizardry to help win the match, and then using his tapes to capture like the teammates, while Sugar Man was able to bust out Bakugo with when he was stuck in the wielding quirk, and then you capture like the glue fella. Let's see, in the once Bakugo's defeated him and all that stuff, allowing Cell to take them up later. And Jiro, both using her sense of things, though granted there was not much use with the Lizardry thing, but was able to use her sonic attack with those music box with her music to take out the welding quirk user, and then Cell to capture her and stuff. So yeah, each one got to do something in the span of 10 minutes. If I say there was maybe the only disappointment I probably would have is the fact that, I don't know, maybe it's perhaps the fact that, granted this is perhaps due to the fact that Class 1B got beaten easily, is the fact that despite there being a little hype on the, the recommended student with Lizardry, her quirk splitting, I don't know, it felt a bit, okay, good for like distracting sensor users that rely on sound, but I guess we didn't get to see much of its combat abilities, though. I think she did try to attack Bakugo, but its explosions are just too much for her and all that stuff. So I guess there's that. Let's see. As for the other quirks, let's see. Nothing too too over the top, but very useful when patched together, as we've seen, particularly the Jack Mantis's and Blade Quirk and Galamedo's Sediming Glue quirk, in which stick surroundings and that stick to like Cell's tape, and and Jack Mantis cuts the surroundings, nearly trapping the opponents, if not for Bakugo being quite the developed character and stuff, all that stuff and all that things. So yeah. Granted, I suppose the most impressive, so yeah, Jack Mantis is mostly just a standard blade, close combat quirk user, so there's that. However, not the best bet to go against Bakugo, as we've seen, given his, quick agility and all that stuff. But I will admit, I did find it impressive that, someone who, Welder, Welder or Yosuke Awaza's quirk wield was actually pretty effective of trapping Bakugo, if not for Sugar Man intervening. So there's that and all that stuff. Anyway, I like the So yeah, I do find it funny how while Bakugo has progressed, he's still a loudmouth, which you still got people commenting on, particularly All Might, who says he needs to probably be a bit well mannered. However, we get to see. The next episode, the next half is perhaps not more of a setup, so it's probably a lot less exciting, but however very interesting as we get a bit more insight into the character of Momo, the one that hates Class 1A, or Phantom Thief, as the fact that we learn that his quirk, if there's a dud quirk, he won't be able to copy it. It's not really fully explained. what he means by dud quirk kind of thing. However, we get his like, he seems to get the philosophy of that. Let's see, he's like a side character, and quite a few people from like Class 1B are side character, but they're protagonists in their own lives, kind of thing. So we kind of get a bit of like why he's like the way he is and all that stuff, particularly when it comes to like Class 1A with their over-the-top quirks and troublemaking attitudes and stuff. So we finally get an insight to this character. It's been a recurring gag of being hit by kendo and stuff. And it's nice to see some of the interactions with some of the members of Class 1B, because despite the fact that they all think Ken Momino is over the top with his, let's see, Neto Momino is a bit over the top with his rivalry with their rival with Class 1A, they still want to show that they can be just as good or better than Class 1A. So there's that. I do kind of find it funny how Uraraka, Pink, Itzy, Uraraka, Ashido, and Mineta like, we're not that good for for combat due to their quirks being gravity, acid, and sticking, but which I do find a bit funny. Now they're not really good. Now, yes, they're not really, those quirks not necessarily good for close combat, but we have seen these three do quite well in the past. With like, let's see, Uraraka's got her martial arts from Gunhead. Let's see, Pinky can do quite the good left hook when she was against, Can't Stop Twerkling in the sports festival. And Great Droop's stick work has proven to be quite useful. And many times, particularly during when Midoriya and Suyu and him teamed up against villains during the ITZY League of Villains attack on their school. So yeah, I think they're a bit downplaying their skills, but still, let's see. Yeah, but yeah, it's still like it's clear that Midoriya is going to be the center point because, well, he is the main character, and yeah, he's the main PowerPoint thing, which the other classes worry about because he might be stronger than Bakugo, which I think I think we all know that's going to happen eventually, but not right now. But yeah, so yeah. So yeah, it's a good setup for like for the final round and all that stuff, as both teams have their plans with Shinso and Momomo using his like control voice quirk thing, though also commenting that Deku did break it before, not realizing the extent of why Midoriya was able to do it. And Phantom Thief using their two quirks together to try and capture Midoriya and all that stuff. Overall, I think I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10 just because of the progression that Bakugo's done and just how well the fight was done and all that stuff quickly. Let's see. It was the shortest fight in the manga, being 2 chapters, where the others were like 4 or 5 chapters and all that stuff. So, yeah. We've done... Let's see, with that out of the way, I'm Blue Star Saber, signing off. Plus Ultra. Thank you, everyone. I hope to see you all for the next episode. Goodbye. Plus Ultra.